Let's start with the session and keep your videos on for the session. Okay, just a second. Okay, let's start with the session. We'll be learning about UX today. Okay, and we'll be having right from the start how to uh, like start with a problem statement. I'll be telling you an example of problem statement, and then we will be learning about user research today. It's a very important UX exercise. So we'll be doing that also today. So let's first of all start with a problem statement. So you guys know that today we are going to have a UX session, okay? And UX, our UX always starts with the problem statement. So let's understand how to deal with the problem statement first. Okay. So again, I'm using Figma for the process. Okay. All right. How to start with a problem statement, how to write a problem statement, and I'll be giving you a hypothetical situation just to understand that. Okay. So let's imagine that there is a person, okay, named Rohit. Okay. This is Rohit. And let's take a hypothetical situation of Rohit that Rohit is living with his family, and he has his parents, his wife, and there are two children. So there are in all like total there are 6 members in his family, right? So Rohit has taken some leaves from his office. Okay, he's a working person. He has taken some leaves from his office to because he is planning a family trip with, he's planning a family trip and he wants to see Delhi. Okay, his family wants to see Delhi, and let's say he's living in Pune right now, राइट सो रोहित सब कुछ प्लान कर लेता है लाइक रोहित ने फ्लाइट टिकट्स प्लान कर ली रोहित कहाँ पे रहने वाला है उसके फैमिली के साथ क्या क्या देखने वाला है दे हैव प्लान्ड ऑल द स्टफ everything is done but the only thing he didn't plan was the commute part तो उसको लगा कि शायद आई कैन बुक ऑटो कैब दिल्ली जाके ऑटो कैब से आई विल ट्रैवल और एल्स buses are there metros are there or else there is other like cabs are there cab services are also there so he thought he will travel by those transportation तो उसने उस पे ज्यादा ध्यान नहीं दिया बाकी सब कुछ प्लान किया सो नाउ he and his family reached to Delhi from Pune and first day they want to travel let's say from their hotel room to today they'll be traveling to Sarojini Nagar. Okay. So, and let's imagine that Sarojini Nagar is at least 10 kilometer away from their hotel room. So they have done all the checking in part and they got on fresh and all, and now they want to go to Sarojini Nagar for shopping and sightseeing and whatever it is, right? And now what happens is Rohit is going to face some problems due for the commute issues, okay? So first, thing that he comes in his mind that he can travel by auto rickshaw, right? Or else second thing comes in his mind that he can travel by buses. Or else third thing comes in his mind that he can travel by a cab, he can book a cab. All right. So there are these three means of transport that immediately is coming in his mind. Metro and all that stuff is not coming because Let's say metro station is very far away from his hotel room and he's not ready to walk to that metro station, right? So only these options are coming in his mind right away. So now I will write down some problems that he might face when he is traveling, right? So, as we know, there are six members who are traveling with him, right? Total, there are six members, and he has to think accordingly. So, in the first case scenario, he thinks by going by auto rickshaw. So, he'll have to call two auto rickshaws to go to Sarojini Nagar, right? So, now what is happening? First thing first, that he gets with some of the issues of the auto driver is that some auto driver says to him ki, you know what, we will not go by meter, whatever, we will give you the fixed rate, let's say 500 rupees, and we will make you travel till Sarojini Nagar in 500 rupees. And now there are six members, that's why he'll have to go with two auto rickshaws, right? So high prices is the first issue that he faces in Delhi. Is that auto rickshaws are trying to charge him much more, and they are saying no to the meter by going by meter and all. So then this is the first problem. Second problem he faces is the rude behavior of auto driver. Okay. So let's again take a scenario where he tries to check out for other cab drivers, right? Ask other cab drivers and all. So some might have rude behavior, some might have good behavior. It all depends on our luck. Okay. So that is another issue that he faces while commuting to Sarojini Nagar, right? Then next thing also comes in his mind ki, okay, even if I go by auto rickshaw, and as we know it's Delhi and it's not very much safe towards home, and so again safety becomes his main concern because his parents are also in the old age, right? Even safety is a main concern in the terms of buses also. When you know about city buses of Delhi, those are heavily crowded, overcrowded always, and then people stare, people touch here and there are issues with the safety, right? So that's why he cancels out the bus plan, because maybe he's facing the safety issue of that, right? Then another thing comes to his mind is cab. He thinks that okay, we'll go by cab. So what happens is, first scenario here will take is he tries to communicate with the receptionist, ask her that we have this problem, we want to go over here, and we would like you to call for cabs, and we'll need two cabs, right? Again, he will face issues regarding high prices of cabs, okay? And then next issue he will face, very important issue, is going to be the time management, right? Time management, because if receptionist is calling the cabs, if the cabs will take another half hour to come to the hotel, and then they will travel to the Sarojini Nagar, and then they will do all the shopping and all the sightseeing and whatever they have planned, right? So time management is an issue with the cab facility, right? So as like we can come up with so many issues now: safety, rude behavior, high pricing, time management, and there are again so many issues to related to commute part, right? Then this, so what happens is he somehow manages the trip. So it's Rohit, right? Rohit somehow manages the trip. He goes, sometimes he goes by auto rickshaw, he goes by cabs, and a lot of money has been wasted, right? And then finally he reaches to back to the his own city, that is Pune, and he starts thinking about what kind of problems he faced, why he faced all those problems when he was in Delhi, right? And so he comes up with the idea ki, you know what, why don't I create an app where I can solve all these problems in a very perfect manner, in a very user friendly manner, and people will have no more any like no more what we say complaints regarding this issue in the market, right? So can you tell me like what kind of problem statement I'm talking about? Again, you also take no like notice that this problem statement is not related to this era, right? This is of era, let's imagine like this is in 2010. And this trip and Rohit and all going to the vacation and all happened in 2010, when the solution to this kind of problem did not exist, right? So can you guys go ahead and tell me what could be the solution right now in the existing era? We do have a solution for the problem statement. Yes, I'll give you 1 minute to tell. Okay, talking about Uber and Ola cabs, right? So all these problems are solved by Uber and Ola, because like when we have these applications, we do know what kind of you know we do understand if we are going to some certain area, this much price will be like given to us. मार्केट में अगर कोई कैब ज्यादा भी प्राइसेस लेता है तो ओला और उबर पे कम प्राइसेस ही दिखते हैं हमेशा, राइट? रूड बिहेवियर इशू इज ऑलवेज सॉल्व्ड इन दिस काइंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशंस, बिकॉज यहाँ पे रेटिंग्स होती है। तो we can give ratings to the driver, we can give the feedback to the driver and all. If the rating is poor, then of course company works on that. तो रूड बिहेवियर यूजुअली किसी ड्राइवर का होता नहीं है। एंड सेफ्टी तो मतलब सेफ्टी का प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, बिकॉज now your everything is tracked, right? What trip you are taking, what you get the name of the driver, you get the every like every detail of the driver, right? You can also share your trip with your family members, so that your safety is not concerned anymore. Then time management, when you call a cab, it gives you estimated time within how much time the cab will be arriving at your doorstep, right? So within 3 minutes, within 4 minutes, so that way all the problems are solved. These are just the highlighted problems that I came with. Again, there are so many other problems also which are related to this problem statement. So now what happens is Rohit has this idea of creating an app just similar to Ola and Uber. So he comes to the designer. Now who's the designer? Of course, UX UI designer. He tells the designer to create an application for me which has cap facilities and which solves all these problems. Right? All these problems are solved. Then so as a UI UX designer, we do our own research. We do a research again, we come up with a solution again, right? We If a client is having 4 problems, we come up with more 10 problems related to the problem statement, right? And then we understand what the client's needs are, what the client's wants are, and we can cater to a better solution. So designers, we as a product designer, as a UX UI designer, we give the interfaces, like the design of the application. We do that, all the pages and screens and all, we do that. And then afterwards, the client will go to the developer to develop that application and launch it to the Play Store and all, Apple app stores and all. तो यहाँ पे वो launch हो जाता है. So this is the process. So how will you write a problem statement? First, understand the problems related to any topic. Now this topic is about the cab problems, the auto rickshaw problems and all. So uske related, I mentioned some of the problems, right? So that way you have to talk about problem statement. Now let me just go back to the, have an application or case study where I can tell you in much more details. So see this case study and read her problem statement. I think I have shared this case study with you. If not, then I'll share the link again. Read this case study and what kind of problem statement she has written, read out aloud that, okay? So this is about a meditation application. She is writing that we deal with problems like stress and anxiety on daily basis. As time advances, our mental health concerns keeps getting worse. In today's hectic lifestyle, devoting some time for mental well-being seems next to impossible. Everyday people deal with problems like insomnia, anxiety, stress, anger, lack of concentration, negative mindset, lethargy, depression, and countless more similar issues. People who are trying to fix this problem struggle to form a habit of a healthy practice. So, you just have to be very clear on your problem statement, okay? When you write a problem statement, you're only and only talking about problems. You do not introduce the application you are going to do. You do not give a solution in your problem statement. When you write a problem statement, you only mention problems. Okay? And she has written in a paragraph. You can write it in bullet points. So write your problem statement in bullet points. That way it is much more easier to read. Okay? And this way, you have to come up with at least three problem statements to me. Okay. And for inspiration, I have already told you, you can go on Behance, you can check out over there, and that way you can get inspired and share me some problem statements. Okay. And amongst those three, I'll be choosing one problem statement for you, and you will be creating your case study on that problem statement. Okay. Any doubts till here? Keep your cameras on. If you have any doubts, if you didn't understand about anything about problem statement, ask your doubts. I'll be also first of all, I want you guys to try out like sending me some problem statements out of your own study. Okay. If you do not get success in that, like you find some issues related to anything, I will share the PDF with you where I have some 5 to 6 problem statements. From that also you can choose, but that will be a later on process. Initially, I want you to at least try out understanding some of the statements. Okay. Yes, what about you, Divya?
Yeah.
Okay. So you please note down this assignment. Whatever notepad you have in your hands. Your first assignment for today is going to be bring me at least 3 problem statements. Till next session, when do you have it? Like you can take a week to work on this problem statement because anyways we are going to come up with another UX case study today. So you can take a week or else take till Wednesday. You can try
Okay.
to send a problem statement to me till Wednesday, right? And you can also document that in FigJam, okay? So right now the what we say doodling part I was doing, right? This is FigJam file. So यहाँ पे just write down, you take a text and write down in bullet points your 1 to 3 all the problem statements and send the file to me. You just have to share the link. ठीक है? To keep sharing that in group itself because the team wants you to be active in group. ठीक है? So whatever assignments you're doing, share it over there.
ठीक है
Okay. How to share? I mean, link.
You get the option over there to share the file. You just copy the link, paste it in the group.
आपने फर्स्ट
Okay.
क्लास में बताया था वो शेयरिंग
Huh. Yes. And moreover, yeah, make sure your file is open, okay? Like वहाँ पे I think can view का option आप करते हो तो anyways ठीक है I'll anyways send you the request. All right. So today we will be learning a important topic that is going to be about user research. Okay? तो आज user research समझेंगे कि user research क्या होता है. Okay. Now, before getting into user research, I want you to know that there is a certain design process that we have to follow as a designer. Okay? So there are two design process. अभी आप कोई भी case study देख लो Behance पे, you see any case study, everyone has a design process. Now in this case study also, you see she has written a design process, right? And all the design processes are same. It's just like a timeline. What do you do? Like if it's a discovery phase, what exercise did you do in the UX part in the discovery phase to understand your users? Then how did you define your users and all? So this is a process that we follow. I'll be telling you about this process in detailed manner over here. So usually we go with two design processes. First design process is called as 6D. It's discover, define, design, develop, deploy, drive. So you can see all the words are starting with the D's. So that is why it's called as 6D process. But the problem with this process is we do the discovery, define and design phase, right? The UX designer does this, and यहाँ से आगे develop, deploy, drive. So we do not develop, neither we deploy, neither we drive. Okay, so development part यहाँ से चालू होता है एक डेवलपर का, एक कोडर का. सो जैसे मैंने आपको प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट में बताया कि अपन डिजाइन करके देते हैं और फिर डेवलपर वो डेवलप कर लेता है, राइट? So this is the problem with the 6D design process. If you have a client where a client wants to design apps from you, and then you have your in-house developers also, and you'll be doing the designing part plus the coding part, and then you'll be handing over the project to the client. At that time, you can mention the 6D design process. But most of the time, right now at least, you're working on a case study. So we do not need 6D process. We just need this process where majorly the UX and the UI part is mentioned. So let's understand what exactly is this process and what are we going to do in this process. So first thing is we do discover phase it is called as. And this discovery phase comes under the UX part because every case study starts with the UX part. So in this, we'll be doing some, again, some exercises, which is called as user research that we'll be learning today. User interviews, that will be a part of user research. And then will be doing competitor analysis. So that means, let's say right now I explained the example like Ola and Uber to you, right? So those both are like competitions to each other, right? Like Zomato and Swiggy are competitions to each other. तो आप जो भी problem statement लोगे उनके competitions already market में होंगे, तो we will be doing analysis on them. So वो सब discovery phase में आता है, alright? After you're done with that, we go to define phase where we understand user persona, empathy mapping, user journey mapping, user scenarios. So all these are some UX exercises where in the phase, you understand your users, their problems and all. And then in define phase, you start defining their problems. You start getting into like their pain points, their goals, their expectations and all. So for that, some exercises are catered where you understand your users in a deep manner, and then you can cater to a much more like a design oriented solution to that. So we define our users in this second phase of the UX exercises, design processes. And then we have ideate phase. Ideate phase is mostly catered to the UI exercises. That means now once your UX is done, you have some exercises based on UI. That means you'll be giving the roadmap how your screens are going to be, what kind of screens you'll be designing, how the flow is going to be. If a user is coming on your application to buy, let's say, a shampoo product, what his flow is going to be. You'll be analyzing that in a detailed manner. And for that, we have some dedicated exercises which are mentioned here. So that this is the third phase. We call it ideate phase. And then finally, once that is done, we start designing in Figma. So we take the Figma out and we start wireframing. There are types of wireframes that we do: low fidelity, high fidelity. So at this point, you do the designing part, like you understand your screens and the flow and all. तो आप ये यहाँ पे you get कि let's say Instagram का करना है, so you understand stories कहाँ पे डालनी है, post कहाँ पे लिखना है, किसका नाम कहाँ पे आएगा. So you do all the designing part over here, right? And then at the last, we have usability testing. That means once your product is ready, you share it to your, some of the potential users, and you get the feedback from them. So whenever you receive any negative feedback, you start again working on that, you make the changes, and then you submit the project to your client, right? So this is the design process that will be following for the case studies. And whenever in future also, if you work on any kind of project that your clients gives you, you have to follow same design process for this. Okay. All right. So now we'll go ahead and understand the case study part, the research part in much more detail manner. Okay. So can you guys like tell me what do you understand by research? So I'm not asking you about user research, just a normal thing like what do you understand by just the word research?
Research means when anything, any product or something, any place, anything, we want to know about that. So we do research on that. What is
Yes,
what? Yeah.
yes, absolutely right. So research is more about like you're digging out information related to a certain topic, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
now we'll be doing user research. So that means you'll be just talking about the users. तो जैसे मैंने बोला UX is all about problems and wants and needs, right? तो अपन यहाँ पे पूरे UX में we only talk about users, okay, audiences, and we do all the study on them only, right? So when when can we say that design is done with the confidence? Okay, so बहुत बार ऐसा होता है, you will see so many case studies where people have not carried out a proper research, right? And they have created a final product as in UI screens or an applications, right? So if you don't understand the needs of users and directly you're catering to the this final screens and all, you're creating a interface out of it. So can we say at that point like you're designing with a confidence? Like you don't know what problems you're solving and directly you're just creating a solution to that. So that won't work, right? If you want to do design with confidence, you do research first of all. You do the UX part first of all. Of course, after that only you can do the designing part. So when you do research, you get to do the designing part with the confidence. And usually when we hear about the research word, it's more like a, you get like in your mind we get the scientists and all doing the research, right? When they dig about information about a certain topic, it takes time for them to get to the like very base part of it, right? तो उनको सालों लग जाते हैं किसी चीज के बारे में रिसर्च करने के लिए, but obviously we do not have that much time to work on any kind of project, right? So sometimes it feels that it's a roller coaster ride, because कभी कभी अपन जब UX कर लेते हैं and then we start with the UI part, and when we get to the designing part, sometimes we do need some kind of information which we have not gotten. Like अभी research में आपके पास जो भी information है उसका आपको information आपके पास नहीं होता है. So you go back again to the doing surveys, you go back again to your clients and all, or like target audiences and all. You try to get information. So it's a back and forth process, right? So we'll be learning that also, how to do that, which data you'll be relying on to do the research part. So let's get to the technical part of research. Um, Research is a systematic study to gather insight that will drive and inform your UI UX design decisions. So this is more about like the same thing, gathering information about a particular information, but I'll be telling you more detail wise what the research is going to be about by understanding these three parameters. And those parameters are behavior, motivation, and needs of users. So you might want to write this down in your book. What are the behaviors, motivations, and needs? So let's understand how the research is done by understanding each one of this. So For this, I'll be giving you a hypothetical situation. Okay. Now let's imagine there is a person, there is a boy, a kid who is in 7th to 8th grade. Okay. 7वीं या 8वीं में होगा वो. That boy wants to join badminton classes. Okay. So this is a user. Okay. We are talking about a certain user. This boy wants to join badminton classes. Now, over here, we can also put some products and then we'll understand the needs and motivations and behavior of that boy regarding this product. Now, let's say badminton may we have very famous companies like we have Yonex, we have Babolat, right? Most commonly, everyone usually uses Yonex product, right? So we let's imagine that we have a client or we ourselves are a client and we have a company called Yonex, right? So why would people come to us buy our product? Why our product would be in so much of demand? So for that, there is a boy who wants to start with badminton because the background story of him is he had played some school level tournaments, some of the games, and he really thinks that he is good at badminton sports, right? And he is also seeing his father play badminton sports. His father is good at that, right? So if this boy wants to come to the Yonex, to the badminton court, why would he need Yonex product? First of all, there is a need. Okay, so let's talk about the Yonex shoes over here. When anyone comes to the courts to practice badminton, to practice any sports, right? They cannot come with their regular sports shoes. You need to have a on-court badminton shoes for that, right? You need to purchase those shoes. So in that, if you have a dominating company, if you have a dominating product, then that person will obviously buy that product because the reviews of that product is so good. So over here, he might have also seen his dad wearing Yonex product. He might have also seen his seniors who are playing badminton and gotten a review from them that you know what, Yonex products are good because it's durable. It's there is a ease of use with that product, and they have a very good grip on the court, right? And again, the price factor would also matter over here. The prices are very decent, so he can go with that product. So you understand the need. When you want to go to the court, you need to have a shoes which are badminton related. Like I don't know the perfect name of that, but yeah, your normal sport shoes are not required over there. You need proper on-court shoes, and he has gotten motivation from his dad. He has gotten motivation from his seniors, and they have given a good review. So that's why he is there to purchase a Yonex product. Okay, then same things might go with the racket also. Obviously, without the need, like there is a proper need of purchasing the racket, otherwise you cannot play. So again, motivation will come from the people who are giving good reviews, people who have used this product, right? And they are telling ki you need to buy this Yonex racket because the cutting is so good and because you'll have good strokes with that and all. So you understand the scenario of this boy and why he is purchasing our product, right? The Yonex company's product. And then you also understand the behavior. Now, behavior is a very important part with the this thing, emotional state. So how do you understand the behavior of user? You understand it by how the user feel when they have this product with them, right? If even you're going with, let's say, any other products, you're using a shampoo, how do you feel when you use that shampoo? Are your like जो बाल टूटते हैं या झड़ते हैं या जो हेयर फॉल होता है, is it reducing, right? And if it is reducing, then what is your emotional state attached to it? Your happiness is attached to it. Your maybe you're overwhelmed with that product, right? Because it is giving you good result, right? So same thing, when someone is using Yonex shoes, how does it make them feel about the product? Are they comfortable? So if they are comfortable, then they are happy again. They're excited to play with the new shoes. It can also come with the design aspect also. If you have a certain design shoes, like you talk about Jordans and all, right? The people are crazy about Nike Jordans and all, because again, there is a great famous personality's name being attached. They are expensive side shoes, and they have I think limited products with them. And if someone has Jordan, then other people also get like you get all the compliments and all, so that also makes you feel good about the product, right? You're wearing some expensive shoes and people are admiring it. So this is all the part of behavior. What exactly yes, the feel that the product gives, right? So when you study all this, I mean, like three parameters mostly of in the research part, you understand your users very well, right? Again, like in this also, the most important part is about the needs part. Okay, so you understand the need in a much more detailed manner. Why would anyone come to you and buy a shoes, right? In the other another example, if you're launching an e-commerce website on, let's say, mostly on the beauty products, you're launching, you have some SKUs, you have foundation, mascara, la kajal, lipsticks, and all that part, and you're launching that e-commerce website in India. You're catering to all the girls in India. Now, is it fair to only launch a foundation range? You have all the skin tones, right? So we have different skin tones as you go. The geography of India is like different, right? When we go towards now north, there are fair skinned people. When we go towards south, again, not exactly like that, but yeah, you have darker skin, you have fairer skin. But most of the products cater to the fairer skin. So when you're launching in this area, when you're launching your target audiences are this, that means you do not understand the need properly. You need to you need to understand what will happen of those people who have a darker skin tone, right? So needs यहाँ पे important होती है. You should understand the needs of people, and then you can come up with a solution. In the same way, right now you see like many I've seen some Shark Tank episodes and all. I think there was a company who used to make vegan shampoos, and I think Revel uska naam tha. I'm not very sure about that, but उनका interface इतना अच्छा था because they were catering to the actual problem of people with their hair, right? आपका hair का problem क्या है? So they created an interface with that. Why do you want to buy our product? Do you want do you have a frizzy hair? Do you have wavy hair? Do you want to like use chemical free product? They were vegan products, so no chemicals were used in their product, right? So that is again a good selling part. So they understand, do you what's your like, do you have diabetes or high blood pressure and all? That way also the hair fall problems and all that comes along with your health issues, right? So they created an interface which was catering to all their problems. So people can, pick up all the tags, and then they will give a solution like what kind of product is like should be given to you. And that way, then people can order products from their website. So that interface was very important because you understand the needs of users, you understand the problems, exactly problems of users, and then you're creating a solution to that, right? So understanding needs is very important. Any doubts still here? You can ask your doubts. Yes, Divya.
No, actually,
Okay. Then, how to exactly prepare for this research? Okay, so you need to understand first of all what goals are, and then we do the questioning part, then we understand the methods part. But I'll first make you understand what kind of methods that you can go with to do the user research. Okay, and then we will also understand how you can cater to the questions, what kind of questions you need to put in your research to do the surveys and all that part. And then before getting into that, you need to understand the goal. So you'll have to set a goal for yourself, what exactly you want from the research. ऐसी कौन सी इंफॉर्मेशन है जो आपको चाहिए, आप उसके हिसाब से आपके क्वेश्चंस फ्रेम करोगे एंड उससे आप रिसर्च करोगे. सो लेट्स गेट बैक ओवर हियर and first understand the methods of doing research. So there are two ways you can go with the research. First way is quantitative analysis and another way is qualitative analysis. Okay, आपने अगर I think आपने कोई डिग्री अगर ली है तो in the last year you get this dissertation part, right? You get the research part done. तो उसमें आपको मे भी ये टॉपिक सिखाए गए होंगे, क्वांटिटेटिव एनालिसिस एंड क्वालिटेटिव एनालिसिस. ओके, so anyways, let's understand what those analyses are and you can choose any one of this. Okay, most commonly followed way of doing research is the quantitative analysis. Okay, so what exactly is quantitative analysis? It's the data which has a number, like any data which can be counted, which has a numerical value, which can be measured, right? Now, for example, let's say I'm giving you a data which says that, you know what, in this November batch, I have 90% male student and 10% female student. So when I'm talking with the number, I'm giving you a numerical value. I'm giving you a data which can be counted, right? So you talk in percentage, you talk in numbers and all. So that can be any data which can be counted comes under quantitative analysis, right? And it is most commonly followed a way of analysis because when you give any information is in the number format, it provides a good value towards like anyone who is reading. अभी भी आप कुछ भी पढ़ो, like the you get to hear some news, right? तो कोई अगर news है like this many people died, so you understand, oh my god, this many people died, right? So again, it's a numerical value. And just to vice versa of that is a qualitative analysis. So it's a data which has descriptive answers. So any questions which start with why are you doing this, how you gonna do this. So questions जो why and how से start होते हैं, which will obviously have a descriptive answers. So that is qualitative analysis. तो ये जो क्वेश्चंस होते हैं क्वालिटेटिव एनालिसिस के, व्हाई एंड हाउ एंड ऑल दोस जो स्टार्ट होते हैं, उनको कहते हैं ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चंस. एंड obviously for quantitative analysis we frame close ended questions which has like which can usually be multiple choices of question. How like you can write down multiple choice of questions, like a gender question you can write down and give the choices male and female, right? Then you get again the quantitative data out of it, right? So again, it's all about how you're going to frame the questions. If you frame it, the multiple choice questions, you'll obviously will be doing quantitative analysis. But again, let's first understand what are the ways of doing analysis, and then I'll tell you how to frame questions so that you can get some analysis or some data out of it. Okay. So these are some commonly followed techniques, commonly followed methods to do the research. First research doing way of doing research is interviews, like verbally asking questions to the टारगेट ऑडियंसेस. ठीक है, तो अगेन क्वेश्चंस जो होंगे वो आपको फॉर्म करने पड़ेंगे. इसके लिए भी आई विल बी टेलिंग यू दैट. मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल दूंगी तो आपको समझेगा कि किस तरीके से क्वेश्चंस फॉर्म किए जा सकते हैं. देन वी हैव फोकस ग्रुप सर्वेज. Focus group survey, can anyone tell me like what do you understand by focus group survey? Have you ever heard the word focus group survey?
Group survey.
Okay.
Group survey means like
Huh?
people, what to say, like uh, survey. Um,
Your voice is not clear.
Group survey means like how
Yes.
many members, yeah, how many members in your home, like
Y-
that. That one comes under this, I think.
Yes. You're
Mm.
halfway through it. So it's a group survey. Yes.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a problem statement with you, right? And you wanna do a survey which allows a discussion. So group survey hota hai that can be conducted online and offline. So what exactly, how exactly it is done, I'll tell you. So let's say you have some of your friends who is using, now let's say you're launching a earphone company, like you're creating a website on earphone company, and you know few of your friends who are using earphones, right? And then what you're doing is you're calling them offline. Let's say you're calling them at your home, giving them the topic, you know what, talk about the product that you're using right now, the earphones, and I want to know about some points. You can mention the points, like please talk about the advantages, disadvantages, what makes you feels good about the product, why do you keep on purchasing this product and all. So you can give them some these topics and ask them to do a group discussion, and your contribution is going to be you'll be just listening to the group discussion, that's it, and you'll be making out your own points out of it. Okay, तो आप बस पॉइंट्स निकालो, आप उनका कॉन्वर्जेशन सुनो, वो क्या कह रहे हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाट अ फोकस ग्रुप सर्वे इज. And if you can also do it online, make a WhatsApp group, and in that give them a topic and ask them to start a discussion on this topic, and you'll just making out notes of yourself, right? आप अगर ऑनलाइन भी देखोगे तो गूगल पे सर्च करोगे फोकस ग्रुप सर्वेज, देर आर मेनी पेड सर्वेज. ओके, पीपल आर पेड फॉर दिस टू टॉक ऑन द टॉपिक्स ऑफ लाइक एनीथिंग. तो ऐसा भी होता है, गूगल पे भी आप कर सकते हो फोकस ग्रुप सर्वे. Then another way of doing a survey is ethnography research. That means you have to be part of any community or NGOs, organizations like that. Let's say you're creating a pet care application. आपको cats and dogs adoption and उनकी vet care and all, आपको वो वाला एक application बनाना है. तो अभी आप सिटी में रहते हो तो you know that there are so many NGOs who takes care of animal, cattles also. So you can just volunteer in those services on Sundays. You understand how the culture is, you understand how they work around. So that way you understand what problems they are facing, how they give the solution, how the adoption process is done and all. So you can create a better solution to that. तो आप volunteer कर सकते हो. That is called as ethnography research. Then we have another way of doing research is literature review, which is like you can read articles or books, sorry, not articles, books related to your own problem statement and make a literature review out of it. Or else, now this survey part is the most commonly followed survey part in the UX process. You have to ask some questions. Now you make a list of questions and you can create a Google form out of it. Okay, and you circulate that Google form in your target audiences and ask them to fill it. And that is the majorly because वो ज़्यादा easy है करना and आपको बहुत ज़्यादा data भी मिलता है उससे. ठीक है? So ये survey part is repeated, like you can do the survey in quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis also. It's just how you frame your questions. Okay, so I'll be telling you that now. आपको अगर कोई doubts है in understanding the methods, you can ask your doubts.
One thing, is it
Yes.
qualitative research comes under UI UX part? I mean, in this design, we use generally you are talking about.
Yes, it comes under the UX part.
Yeah.
Both the researches comes under the UX part. That
Okay.
is what the user research is about. So we are studying the research topic, no?
Okay.
Okay. So अभी देखो, आप इंटरव्यू लेना चाहते हो तो इंटरव्यूज के लिए भी आप जैसा ऑनलाइन आप न्यूज़ चैनल पे इंटरव्यूज देखते हो, राइट? उनके हाथ में क्वेश्चंस रेडी रहते हैं. तो अगेन यू हैव टू बी रेडी विथ योर क्वेश्चंस एंड यू कैन टेक अ इंटरव्यू ऑफ योर टारगेट ऑडियंसेस. और ये जो फोकस ग्रुप सर्वे, एथनोग्राफी एंड लिटरेचर रिव्यू है, ये आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. अगर आपको ये रिसर्च करना है तो आप कर सकते हो. यू कैन पुट दिस रिसर्च इन योर केस स्टडी, दैट इज फाइन. बट राइट नाउ आई विल बी टेलिंग यू अबाउट द सर्वेज। तो ये सर्वेज कैसे लेते हैं? सो फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट, आप जब भी सर्वे करोगे तो आप एक गूगल फॉर्म में करोगे, ठीक है? एट द एंड ऑफ द लेक्चर आई विल टेल यू हाउ टू क्रिएट अ गूगल फॉर्म इफ यू डोंट नो। ओके, अगर आपको पता है तो ग्रेट। सो अगर नहीं पता है तो मैं आपको बता दूंगी कैसे करते हैं। तो आप
Okay.
जब भी सर्वे करोगे आपको फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डेमोग्राफिकल क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं। दैट मीन्स नेम, एज, जेंडर, ऑक्यूपेशन। ये क्वेश्चंस हमेशा टॉप में आने चाहिए, ठीक है? तो आप डेमोग्राफिक क्वेश्चंस पूछोगे, उसके बाद आते हैं आपके वैल्यू बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस। सो यू विल बी आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस रिलेटेड टू योर प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट। ओके, सो लेट्स गेट इनटू द वैल्यू बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस कि वो कैसे पूछते हैं। ओके, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल फॉर दैट। अभी ये एक प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है ट्रैवल एप्लीकेशन का। ओके, सो दिस इज ट्रैवल कंपेनियन। तो ये प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट ऐसा है कि अगर आप फ्रेंड्स के साथ गोवा प्लान करते हो एंड फ्रेंड्स कैंसल्स आउट, राइट, दे बैक आउट एट द लास्ट मोमेंट एंड यू आर द ओनली पर्सन लेफ्ट इन द ग्रुप हु रियली वांट्स टू गो टू दिस ट्रिप। तो आप ये वाले ऐप पे आ सकते हो जहाँ पे यू कैन कॉल फॉर कंपेनियंस, ऑल द स्ट्रेंजर्स कैन ज्वाइन योर ट्रिप एंड दैट वे आपका मूड भी खराब नहीं होगा एंड यू कैन एंजॉय योर ट्रिप, but again you will again have a company. So this is the problem statement of a travel app. उसको related we have a problem, we have a value based questions. तो आप पढ़ सकते हो problem statement, okay? Many solo travelers faces challenges such as high travel cost, language barrier, and lack of companionship. Also, people around them have different interests. Sometimes they wouldn't find the correct companion. Users have to depend on their friends to make plans and travel because solo traveling can be expensive and quite boring as well. Traditional travel apps are not designed to connect travelers with each other, making it difficult for solo travelers to find travel partners. तो मोस्टली ये ट्रैवल पार्टनर्स पे है, ठीक है, जो भी सोलो ट्रैवल करते हैं। तो आप देखो हाउ आर क्वेश्चन फ्रेम्ड, वैल्यू बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस फ्रेम्ड फॉर दिस काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट। तो ये फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन विल कम अंडर डेमोग्राफिक, सो इग्नोर दैट. So let's start with the second question. How often do you like to travel? So you're asking your target audiences. अभी आपको क्या अभी let's say this is what you're making, okay? Traveling application and you're saying आपको गूगल फॉर्म आपने बना दिया है, where will you circulate it? तो ट्रैवल तो सब करते हैं ना, आपके फ्रेंड्स करते हैं, आपके फैमिली करते हैं, तो आप इंस्टाग्राम पे स्टोरी डाल दो, आप व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में फॉरवर्ड कर दो, आप आपके फ्रेंड्स को ये आपका गूगल फॉर्म भेज दो, दे विल फिल इट आउट फॉर यू बिकॉज ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन ट्रेवल्स, राइट? तो आस्क देम दिस क्वेश्चंस, हाउ डू यू लाइक टू ट्रैवल, देन विथ whom do you enjoy traveling the most, family, friends, solo, ठीक है? सो दिस प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट इज मोस्टली कंसर्न टू द सोलो ट्रैवलर्स। तो ये डेटा, ये मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस आपको हेल्प करेंगे कि कितने सोलो ट्रैवलर्स है, तो आप केटर करोगे उस स्टेटमेंट को, ठीक है? What are the activities that you are interested to do? Sorry. So, trekking activities, water activities, other adventures. That means आप इससे आप लोगों का इंटरेस्ट अंडरस्टैंड करोगे कि ट्रैक पे जाना ज़्यादा जाना पसंद करते हैं या वाटर एक्टिविटीज। मोस्टली पीपल सैटरडे संडे ट्रैक पे जाते हैं, तो ट्रैक इंथुजियास्ट बहुत रहते हैं। तो आप इंटरफेस भी ऐसा बनाओगे बाद में कि जो मोस्टली ट्रैक रिलेटेड हो, राइट? Do you have to depend on your friends or other people to make plans for the trip? तो अभी ये जो प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है उसको लेके ये एक क्वेश्चन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप फ्रेंड्स के साथ जाना डिपेंड रहते हो फ्रेंड्स के साथ, या फिर आप फैमिली के साथ रहते हो, या फिर आप सोलो ट्रैवल करते हो। Has your plan got cancelled because your friends backed out at the last moment? So again, this insight is very important for you because that is what the problem statement is all about, right? तो इससे आपको एक आपका बैकबोन हो जाएगा, ये जो आपसे आपको डेटा मिलेगा ना, तो ये बैकबोन मिलेगा आपको कि भाई इसीलिए मैं ये एप्लीकेशन बना रहा हूँ या बना रही हूँ, राइट? Can you explain your frustration if plan got cancelled? Would you like to travel with other people who are having similar interests? So again, ये companion का ही है. तो आप ये इस क्वेश्चन से आपको ये भी समझ में आ जाएगा कि हाउ मेनी पीपल वुड लव टू ट्रैवल विथ स्ट्रेंजर्स सिमिलर इंटरेस्ट्स के साथ, राइट? How do you think that are the advantages of traveling with different other people? Can you tell us a particular successful story, travel experience that you had with others? What was your experience? तो ये एक question है. तो you get it, like there are 3 to 4 questions in all these questions जो बहुत important है और बहुत अच्छे से insight देंगे, right? And आप फिर इसका गूगल फॉर्म बनाते हो and you get analytics like this. तो आप ये सब चीज़ों से ओवरवेलम मत हो जाना, ये बहुत आसान है इस तरीके का चार्ट एंड ऑल बनाना. ये गूगल फॉर्म्स आपको खुद बना के देता है, तो आपको कुछ एफर्ट्स नहीं डालने रहते, आपको रेडीमेड मिल जाता है, ठीक है? So let's say we have that question, right? Now let's say we have this question. What are the travel activities do you like to do most? तो आप देख रहे हो there are 34 people who said a short trip on weekend, right? And there are 26% of people who said trekking activities. तो आपको ग्रेट इंसाइट मिल गया यहाँ से. देन आप देखते हो यहाँ पे फॉर मेकिंग ट्रैवल प्लान्स डू यू डिपेंड और कन्विंस योर फ्रेंड्स टू कम अलोंग. तो फ्रेंड्स यहाँ पे 58 लाइक सॉरी 55% ऑफ पीपल go with their friends and not with like relatives and all. So again you can cater your application more towards people who are like friends and all, right? तो इस तरीके का इंसाइट मिलता है, ये आपको केस स्टडी में डालना होता है, ठीक है? तो अभी भी आप कोई भी केस स्टडी देख लो, ऐसे ही होती है, रिसर्च ऐसे ही बनाया होता है, एनालिसिस ऐसे ही होता है. ऑलराइट, सो टिल हियर द रिसर्च पार्ट इज डन. सो आपको आता है, आप दोनों को आता है गूगल फॉर्म बनाना?
नहीं, कभी बनाया तो नहीं.
No, I don't.
ऑलराइट, तो यहाँ पे जाते हैं. So you get the, एक सेकेंड, just open some another. Okay, so you go to this 9 dots and यहाँ पे एंड में जाओगे तो you need to see the forms. Forms पे क्लिक करना है. You
Sorry.
the blank form. यहाँ पे आपका केस स्टडी का टॉपिक डाल दो, डिस्क्रिप्शन डाल दो और यहाँ पे स्टार्ट आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस. नाउ लेट्स यू आस्क द जेंडर क्वेश्चन. देन यू गिव.
Sorry, can you repeat before how this goes?
So you go to this 9 dots, you go at the last and you go to forms.
Okay.
फॉर्म्स पे जाने का और ये आ जाता है इंटरफेस. दैट्स इट, दैट इज
ओके.
हाउ इट इज.
ओके.
तो
Okay. Okay.
ऐड द ऑप्शंस लाइक दिस. अभी ये आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि ये कैसा, यहाँ पे क्वेश्चंस ऐड कर सकते हो. अभी लेट्स से मैं नाम पूछ रही हूँ, व्हाट इज योर नेम क्वेश्चन, तो ये शॉर्ट आंसर में आता है, राइट? और एल्स आप पूछ रहे हो कुछ हाउ वाला क्वेश्चंस एंड ऑल, तो अगेन ये मल्टीपल चॉइस नहीं आएगा, तो इसको आप चेंज करो, शॉर्ट आंसर में आएगा, लॉन्ग आंसर में आएगा. I will like recommend you guys to go with only multiple choice questions क्योंकि वो easy होता है लोगों के लिए भी. जो शॉर्ट आंसर
हम्म.
टाइप होते हैं लोग फिल नहीं कर पाते, फिल नहीं करते, मोस्टली ऐसे ही छोड़ देते हैं,
ओके.
राइट? तो ऐसे आप आपके वैल्यू बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस एंड डेमोग्राफिक क्वेश्चंस पहले तो डाल दो, ठीक है? उसके बाद यू क्लिक ऑन सेंड. इसमें आपको लिंक मिल जाती है, तो ये लिंक फिर आप आपके टारगेट ऑडियंसेस को भेज दो, ठीक है? जैसे अब ये ट्रैवल ऐप है, तो ट्रैवल तो सब करते हैं, आपके फ्रेंड्स को बोलो कि फिल आउट दिस फॉर्म फॉर मी एंड ऑल, तो वो फिल आउट करेंगे, आपको रिस्पॉन्सेस में मिलेगा. तो यहाँ पे रिस्पॉन्सेस है, जो भी फॉर्म भरेगा आपको यहाँ पे एनालिसिस मिलेगा. एंड गूगल फॉर्म विल क्रिएट द पाई चार्ट ऑटोमेटिकली फॉर यू, सो डोंट
ओके.
वरी अबाउट दैट, ओके? तो आप यहाँ से स्क्रीनशॉट लेके यू कैन पुट इट इन योर केस स्टडी,
ठीक है।
right? So this is how easy it is to create a Google form. Okay, but most importantly, यहाँ पे so there are 2 assignments today for you. First of all, come up with 3 problem statements, send it to me, and document it in Figma file. And next thing, once your problem statement is checked by me and it's finalized by me, then I want you to go and come up with at least 10, minimum 10 value-based questions of your problem statement.
ओके
Okay? तो
ओके
ये किसी ट्रैवल ऐप का वगैरह नहीं बनाना है, खुद का प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट में जो भी फाइनल करोगी उस पे ही आपको काम करना है, ठीक है?
ओके
To
ठीक है।
understand your users much more in a detail manner, यहाँ पे अपन ने पैरामीटर समझे थे रिसर्च के, बिहेवियर, मोटिवेशन एंड नीड्स ऑफ यूजर्स, ठीक है? तो आप ये फिल आउट करो, आप लिखो बिहेवियर क्या है, मोटिवेशन एंड नीड्स क्या है लोगों की, ठीक है? और ये जो डेटा रहेगा वो मेरे लिए नहीं रहेगा या फिर केस स्टडी के लिए नहीं रहेगा, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी फॉर योर सेल्फ ओनली। तो आप खुद के लिए ये सब फिल आउट करो, पॉइंट्स लिखो, उसमें बुलेट पॉइंट बनाओ या फिर जो भी है आप डेटा लिखते जाओ कि क्या एग्जैक्टली चाहिए आपको ये एप्लीकेशन से वगैरह, ठीक है? सो क्रिएट दिस फॉर योर सेल्फ
ठीक।
एंड उसके बाद आपके रिसर्च का गोल क्या है? अभी जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे आपको बताया प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट ट्रैवल का, यहाँ पे सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट गोल ये है कि आर पीपल ओके ट्रैवलिंग विथ strange companion, right? What do people do when plan gets cancelled? And where usually people travel? ट्रेकिंग करते हैं या फ्रेंड्स के साथ कहीं और दूर घूमने जाते हैं या जो भी है। तो ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट गोल है फाइंड आउट करने का। तो यू कैन सी क्वेश्चंस आर आल्सो फॉर्म्ड और लाइक क्या कहते हैं फ्रेम्ड दैट वे, ठीक है? तो आप क्वेश्चंस डालने से पहले आप गोल लिखो कि आपको एग्जैक्टली क्या चाहिए ये रिसर्च से, and then you send me the 10 value based questions, and once that is approved, then you can go ahead and create the Google forms and share it to your friends, and then that way you'll get the analysis. So these are the 2 main assignments that I have given to you.
Problem statements for these travel scenario, right?
Yeah.
We have to write problem statements for this travel problem.
You have to bring problem statement of your own. This was just for your understanding. I don't want to see travel application ka you know copy pasting the same thing. No, not at all. You
Okay.
take inspiration from Behance. You come up with your own idea. Okay.
I
Yes.
uh,
So see there. I'll start the recording because this is important. There
yeah.
are problem statements for redesigning also. I think I have told you that. Anyways, तो रीडिजाइनिंग को भी के रिलेटेड भी प्रॉब्लम्स रहते हैं, जैसे अगर लेट्स से आई हैव दिस, लेट मी शेयर द स्क्रीन, सो लेट्स टेक स्विगी फॉर एग्जांपल। तो स्विगी में क्या होता है, इफ आई ऑर्डर समथिंग, लेट्स से आई एम ऑर्डरिंग बर्गर, पिज्जा, सॉरी दिस इज पिज्जा, एंड adding something, let's say add. See, I already have something in my cart. You can see my cart. I've already added something, right? And now I want to add something else from another restaurant. So I added pizza from another restaurant. What I have in my cart is I have paneer tikka masala thali in my cart, and I wanted to add pizza from ओलियो, ठीक है? तो ये दूसरा रेस्टोरेंट है। तो जब मैं ऐड करने के लिए जाती हूँ तो यहाँ पे एक पॉपअप आता है विच सेज आइटम्स ऑलरेडी इन कार्ट, डू यू वांट टू रिप्लेस इट? तो ये रिप्लेस का मैसेज है कि यू कैन नॉट ऐड एनी अदर आइटम्स फ्रॉम अनदर रेस्टोरेंट। आपको अगर एक टाइम पे ऐड करना है तो आप एक ही रेस्टोरेंट चूज कर
एक
सकते
ही
हैं, राइट?
रहता
तो ये एक प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट हो सकता है रीडिजाइनिंग को लेके, कि
करेक्ट
आप
करेक्ट
ये इंटरफेस रीडिजाइन करो। तो इसके लिए भी अब बस डायरेक्टली कि आप ऐसा पेज नहीं बनाओगे कि जहाँ पे 2 रेस्टोरेंट ऐड करेंगे, ऐसा डायरेक्ट इंटरफेस पे जंप नहीं करोगे। आप ये अंडरस्टैंड करोगे कि इसके बिहाइंड प्रॉब्लम्स क्या हो रही है लोगों की। यू टेक द सिनेरियोज ऑल्सो इन योर इन माइंड कि भाई अगर कोई पार्टी कर रहा है, कोई बर्थडे पार्टी देना चाहता है और वो स्विगी और जोमेटो पे डिपेंड है, और देर आर पीपल हु आर वेजिटेरियंस, नॉन वेजिटेरियंस, राइट? एंड देर आर रेस्टोरेंट्स विच आर सिचुएटेड, अभी 2 रेस्टोरेंट है, एक 5 किलोमीटर, एक 10 किलोमीटर है, ऐसे चीजों से खाना आने वाला है। एंड हाउ विल द डिलीवरी बॉय कम और ट्रैवल 5 किलोमीटर रेडियस? You have it. One delivery boy will be assigned there, second will be assigned to the 10 kilometer radius, right? तो अगर 2 डिलीवरी बॉयज असाइन किए जाते हैं तो इट विल इट प्रॉफिट द स्विगी ऐप एंड ऑल? तो ये बहुत सारे सिनेरियोज होते हैं। तो यूएक्स से आपको समझता है कि एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम क्या है। तो इसमें भी डायरेक्ट इंटरफेस नहीं बनाना है, पूरा यूएक्स रिसर्च अंडरस्टैंड करना है, यूजर्स को समझना है, डिलीवरी बॉयज का प्रॉब्लम्स वगैरह वो समझना है। तो देन यू केटर टू अ सॉल्यूशन। तो ये ये रीडिजाइन का प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट हो सकता है, राइट? तो
करेक्ट
ऐसे भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं मार्केट में एग्जिस्टिंग, बट राइट नाउ आई डोंट वांट यू टू go with the redesign problem statement. I want you to create something from scratch. और आपको आप जो भी अभी इस पे काम करोगे उसका सॉल्यूशन आपको बिहांस पे कोई केस स्टडी मिल ही जाएगी, ठीक है? अगर नहीं मिलती है तो ट्राई टू मेक समथिंग विच हैज कॉम्पिटिशंस, क्योंकि इमिडिएटली आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा कि सॉल्यूशन किस तरीके से कैटर करना पड़ता है। आपके लिए अगर कुछ रेफरेंस होगा तो वो बेटर रहेगा, बिकॉज दिस इज योर फर्स्ट केस स्टडी। फॉर सेकेंड केस स्टडी ऑफ कोर्स आप स्विगी का एप्लीकेशन ले लो, प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट ले लो, व्हाई नॉट मेक अ सोल्यूशन टू दैट। मैं आपको पूरे 50 प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स दूंगी रीडिजाइन के जिसपे आप सोल्यूशन बना सकते हो, बट वो आप बाद में करोगे, क्योंकि इमीडिएटली आप अच्छा इंटरफेस नहीं डिजाइन कर पाओगे, बिकॉज दिस इज योर फर्स्ट टाइम।
हम्म
आई वॉन्ट टू सी समथिंग फ्रॉम स्क्रैच। आप इसमें रिसर्च करो, देखो ऑनलाइन क्या चल रहा है, एंड
ठीक
कम अप विथ समथिंग। यस।